So today we are going to be talking about my experience with this Ring Cam and telling you everything that you need to know about it. There are lots of things to really like about this camera. The first is the size. So I got a can of Coca-Cola here just to give you an idea. This is about the size of a can of soda. And so you can put this pretty much anywhere, and it's not a massive bulky camera. It's not super noticeable, but it has a very clean design. That's the first thing that I really like about it. Now, another great thing about this is you can use this indoors or outdoors. I plan on using this in my kitchen. And so you can see I have it plugged in here, and that's another great option is you can either use, this can be used either with a cord or a battery, depending on which option you want to go with. And if you do purchase the wired option, you can see that the cord for this is extremely long. It has a good amount of length to it. And then on top of that, if you are mounting it outside, you do have this extra extender, which essentially allows you to pop this little top off and then connect this in. And then you have even more, even longer cord for outdoor use. If you are going outdoor, you might want to consider getting the battery though. It just might be an easier option for you. If you're curious how the battery works or how to put in the battery, you can see here, you just slip this over this way, and then this is where the battery would go if you went with that option. So they've thought about just about everything when it comes to this device. Now, if you're curious on the mounting options or different ways on how you can actually use this, the first is just on top of a table or a counter like you see here. But if you wanted to go through and actually mount this, it's super easy to do. All you need to do is grab this, screw this off, and then now you can go and mount this on a wall if you would like, by simply taking this little thing off. And then here is the mounting bracket. And they have this cool little hexagon thing that allows you to just basically snap it in. You can see it's telling you which side is up, and then you just flop that in, screw it back in here. And then you can see that this thing slides. If you slide this down, it comes off, which allows you to quickly mount this part of the bracket. Once this is on the wall, all you need to do is pop this back, slide this back on. Very easy to slide on and off if you wanted to do. And then screw this back into the side, and then you can have a very nice mount basically on a wall or something like that if you wanted to go that route. For me, I'm just going to be putting this on my countertop in the kitchen, keeping it really simple, but that option is available to you if you would like. Another thing to love about this is the bracket is movable, so you can see you can adjust it to whatever angle you would like to do. Setting it up in the app is extremely easy. It takes just about 5 minutes to do so. So app and kind of show you some of the functionalities there. So when you first get here, you can see a live preview of your camera. And if you can tap here, you'll see it will tap to go live basically. And you can see me right here. Here's what the camera looks like. But there's lots of different things you can do inside of here. You can see if I wanted to go through and add the volume. That's going to get really annoying, so you could hear what's going on. Or if you wanted to allow the app to actually speak, you could go through and speak through the camera itself. And that's going to get really annoying as well. But that's how you could go through and speak through the camera, which is a great functionality. Now, if I wanted to end this live, I could do that. And then you can see here, there's a history of everything that's going on inside of there. And you'll notice that I just got a motion alert. If you ever got too many motion alerts, and in this case, this is gonna be in my kitchen, so I probably don't want that many motion alerts, you can click up here to this little settings bar. You can turn those off basically. Motion warning is another thing that you could go through and turn off. And then here you can see you have your event history where you can go through and look at all the different movements inside of a camera, which is great. And then you have your accessories. This is if you wanted to go add different accessories to Ring camera. Another one that I find to be very helpful is this motion snooze. So say that, we've got to turn on motion alerts here. Motion snooze, if you wanted, say you were gonna be out for, you were having people over at your house for a couple hours and you just didn't want to get those notifications every 2 hours, or you were having a barbecue outside and your camera was catching up those things, you could snooze this for an hour or up to 12 hours, which is a great function as well. And then finally, you have your device settings, which is all these different things inside of here. And one last thing that is very helpful is this motion settings. Now, this is probably more applicable for people who have their cameras outside, but say that you had a sidewalk or something that had a lot of traffic and you didn't want motion detected from there, you could go through and edit this zone and say that only if people move in this specific area, that I want them to get a double click, and then you could say only if movement is in this specific area do I want that to go through and actually detect motion essentially. So Ring's pretty much thought of everything when it comes to this camera to make sure that the notifications don't drive you crazy and everything looks awesome. But that is basically those are the main settings that I think are really helpful to know before you buy this camera. So hopefully you found this one helpful, and yeah, that's everything